14,059. Why a relationship you thought had ended appears to you again. Question. Thank you. I am currently working as a babysitter. While working at the first household, the conditions didn't align, so I am now taking care of a child in another home. However, the family from that first household keeps appearing in my dreams. I would like to ask the Master if there is any spiritual study or lesson for me regarding this.
If you did a certain job, but find yourself constantly lingering on it, or if you experience a sense of déjà vu, or if these kinds of repetitive elements remain, it means a signal is being given to you right now. The work there is not finished, and your learning is not complete. You conducted activities there and have since taken your hands off and moved elsewhere, yet the lingering after effects persist. This means there is a study for you to undertake there. There is help you need to provide, and you are connected to them via a code based on a 3-7 principle. We are not just meant to do things that help one side. Whenever we perform an action, there is also something we need to gain from it. That is why relationships are given to us. However, if you fail to do what you were supposed to do for the other party, or if you failed to equip yourself through the learning that was meant for you there, then things have not ended. When we encounter social relationships and encounter certain environments, we tend to think about them very simplistically as we live our lives. People think that when they go somewhere to make money, they went there simply to make money. You must realize that you didn't go there just to earn money. Rather, nature used money as a tool to place you in that environment so you could learn. Because nature made you lack money right now, you were able to go there. Making you lack money is also the work of nature. Since you lack it, you think, I need to go do something. And as you step out, you go to meet certain people, to meet a certain environment. You were sent to that environment so you could study again. If you fail to do your learning and instead just frantically try to help them out, take your pay, and use it just to make a living, you are failing to absorb the environment that nature provided for you. If you just waste your time and leave, it will become a major obstacle for your path ahead. Therefore, if you went there to take care of someone, you were sent because there is a lesson for you there. It wasn't strictly to make money, nor were you sent just to earn a living because you are poor. Making you poor was also done by nature, by God, through whatever function, or it happened because you yourself did something wrong to become poor. Regardless, when you are made to encounter a certain environment, you were sent there because there is something new you need to study again. Thus, while you work there for 30%, you must do your own learning for 70%. This is the reason you are introduced to society and placed in environments. It is fine for us to work as babysitters, but nowadays, what do many people do? They work as care workers, caregivers, right? The name care worker sounds very nice. Because it's called a care worker, people think, I am going there to do a good deed. You are not going there to do a good deed. You were sent there to be educated. When you went to work as a care worker, did you go there to earn money, or did you go to provide care? It's not the latter. You need to quickly figure out your true motive. You went there to earn money. By holding a care worker license, you fall into the illusion that you are going to help others, and you go to difficult people to do labor. Why did I end up like this? Within the place you went to, all your answers are right there. When you go to work as a care worker, the people you meet are a mirror of your own exact state. How? It's nature saying, you don't realize how stubborn you are, do you? Their bodies are sick, but they are incredibly stubborn. Nature is telling you to realize that you are that kind of person. That is why you were sent to that field, to do your learning. If you don't do your learning, and instead those people are stubborn, highly particular, complain a lot, and treat you poorly just because they have a little money, you will end up swallowing tears of blood. Until when must you do that work? Until you understand that person. You must do it until you understand the patient. If you truly understand that patient and sincerely devote yourself to them for 100 days, what happens? Your treatment changes completely, and how that patient treats you flips 180 degrees. In this way, we become close again, and those people will try to help me using the resources and environment they possess. The patient will try to help me. Since I came there because I am currently flawed enough to face economic difficulties, those patients will try to help me financially. We go to the field without knowing these things. Go to those people and learn from them about the mistakes you made while living in this society that caused you to become this troubled. If you don't learn why this happened and why you are in this predicament right now, and if you let time pass while constantly complaining and failing to approach the situation correctly, you will become just like that person in the future. I don't mean you will become rich like that person, rather, you will end up in that miserable state without any money. Now, do you know how many people hold a care worker license? Right now, it must be around 3 million. When I checked a few years ago, it was 2 million. If you don't do this learning and fail to handle things correctly, you will become the person who needs to receive care, and then the numbers will double. If those 2 million people turn into care recipients, what happens? 4 million people will have to get care worker licenses and come. If you all fail to find the right path, complain, and end up like that, then 8 million people will have to get care worker licenses and approach us. That would be a major disaster. Working as a care worker is not wrong, but there is a lack of education teaching people why they are doing it before they go. It is not a place you go to just to make a living and earn money. Even if you don't think about that, you will be given exactly as much money as you deserve for your work. Because it is set by society, they won't withhold it just because you say you won't take it. When you work a set number of hours, the money comes automatically. In fact, you'll get scolded if you don't take it. They take care of it to that extent. Why? Because the calculations cannot be wrong. What needs to go out must go out, especially in civil service positions or structured systems. Even if you don't focus on making money, the money will be given to you. But if you go there solely to make money, you can no longer see the human being. You can no longer see why that person is treating you so fiercely, or what is going on inside them that causes this. Therefore, you cannot help that person. As you waste time like that and keep complaining, look at what happens. 2/3 of the people who hold care worker licenses do not actually go to work as care workers. Do you know how much of the citizens' taxes were spent to grant those care worker licenses? Yet, after all that, people complain and don't go. You have to pay all of that back. If the citizens' taxes were used improperly, you must absolutely pay it back. Nature operates this down to 0.1 without being off by even a single penny. There is absolutely no free lunch in this world. As much as was invested in you, you must pay it all back. This is how things are operating right now. I went off on a bit of a tangent, but I used this analogy because it will help you understand. Therefore, taking care of children and working as a care worker are the same thing. If I were well off and had enough money to spend, I wouldn't go to take care of children. A person who is financially comfortable and living well will absolutely never get a care worker license. The moment you get a care worker license, go out to work and carry yourself as if you are going to do a good deed for society. Your hell begins right from that moment. Rather than going to such places, or getting such licenses to go somewhere just because it looks good to others, look at the people right next to you. If someone next to you is struggling a bit with their activities, go help them. Go there, join hands and help them. Then, what was incredibly difficult for them will no longer be hard. This allows that person to grow quickly. And if you help them and grow together, you don't have to go to those other places. Nature has never failed to provide relationships right next to you. If there is someone who is struggling a bit around you, and you think that going to work with them would make things less burdensome, go help them. Instead of throwing away your time getting a care worker license and doing that, help the people around you. Combine your strength. Then, that person will begin to regain their strength, and all the money you would have made by holding a care worker license will come from there. That is why your surrounding relationships were given to you. Among the relationships given around you, some are a bit struggling, and some are doing quite well. They have all been given to match various levels. You should observe carefully to see who would be good for you to help. You help out in an area that aligns with you. Don't even think about money, and just think about how grateful you are to even be able to do this kind of work. If you try to help someone, but they say, "Oh, no thank you, I don't need someone like you," how do you think that would feel? It really makes life feel miserable. Even though you are trying to help, they say someone like you isn't needed. They won't accept you. It drives you crazy. Why do those words come out? It's because you didn't actually come to help the other person. The other person can already see right through it. They see that you came to show off, so they won't accept it. If you see their struggle and sincerely go to assist them so you can do it together, that person will absolutely not view you as an unwelcome presence. They will accept you with immense gratitude, and you will begin to become one. This is how our surrounding relationships are given to us. Society always gives us opportunities, but we fail to seize them. As time passes and we walk down a path of wasted time, we end up falling into hardship. This is how things work, and this is how we learn about society. Since I am teaching you this way, if you make an effort accordingly, I will be right behind you. I will assist you, so that you can utilize energy and receive strength. Since I have taught you, if anyone follows this path, I will ensure that their life untangles. Take this with you.